Hi everyone, welcome back to Previously on the Internet with
Artavia.
and I'm Faith. Yeah, we've been gone for a couple weeks, but now we're back and a lot has happened in the past couple weeks. So I'm gonna try to remember everything that at least I cared about happened the past couple weeks. But if there's stuff I missed, sorry.
Yeah. We'll pick it up over the week. So we forgot to talk about this. So
Do you want me to go first?
yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna start rolling off. So just because I don't want to miss anything, but I'm just gonna touch the most important things, to me at least. Okay, so I don't know. We left off Joe and Sophie got divorced. That the news broke, whatever. Mm-hmm. But their divorce turned extremely messy, and they're they got into a big custody battle for the kids. Have you read into it at all?
Yeah, but not too much detail, but I feel like I know a lot.
Yeah, so Sophie wants to raise the kids in the UK, and Joe wants to raise the kids both in the UK and the US, but she just wants in the UK. And so since they got divorced, he's not allowed, either of them aren't allowed to take the kids out of the US. So she sued him for who knows what reason, because he won't allow her to take the kids out of the US. And if she does take the kids, or he lets her take the kids out of the US, then he's breaking the law. So obviously not gonna let her take the kids to the UK. She sues him. People go crazy on Twitter, of course, which I could say a lot, but I'm not going to. So people are putting their 2 cents in about this custody battle. They're both using their PR teams to fight over putting out statements just we know too much about this divorce now, just keep this information to yourselves. And then of course she's never been seen with Taylor Swift for the 4, 5, 6 years they've been together, and all of a sudden she's BFFs with Taylor Swift, and they're being photographed every other day together. So I don't know. To me, it looks a little fishy, but whatever. Maybe they're friends. So yeah, she's being paparazzi'd with the kids. He's being paparazzi'd with the kids, but of course his is calculated and hers is just whatever. And anyway, so they finally I guess the court ordered that that they stay in the US for right now. And so I guess her lawsuit got dropped against him, and then they were, I guess, in talks together in New York. They would go to a legal office for mediation to finally get a custody order in place. And they finally did recently, and they're 2 weeks in the UK, 2 weeks in the US, which is insane travel for the kids.
Yeah. And they're young too.
Yeah, and I don't know. That's crazy, but whatever works for them. But yeah, just people saying she had to put her career on hold. She had to just stop her life just to be a mom, whatever. Do we know that? No. But did she actually put her career on hold? Yeah, she was in Game of Thrones. Was her character huge? I would say she's number 5 on the call sheet. Not that big, but still a main character. But her character wasn't that huge. And then, so, people are saying, she was in the biggest show of all time. Of course she would have to halt her career to be married to him, because she was still doing stuff. She was in the Staircase show. She had her own little show on Quibi. She was in X-Men. And she was, had all these other weird projects. She didn't put her career on hold. People just didn't want to hire her.
I did not know that. I did not think you were going that direct.
No, I don't know. People are just pulling things to bash Joe Jonas, and I like Sophie. She's, I don't know, from what I've seen, she's all right, whatever. But she has jobs. She had things that she went to do while they were married and while she had kids. But I'm just saying, she's not getting the jobs, these major roles. I think she's gonna be winning 5 different Oscars ever since Game of Thrones ended. No, she's just not getting an insane amount of jobs.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that's the Joe and Sophie drama. And then, this is all going to tie it back together. And then, what else do we left? Oh, and then Travis and Taylor. I thought that it wasn't going to be a thing since we left off. And turns out that they are a thing. She's been seen at his games and stuff. And she went to the Jets game in New York, and of course she brought her whole squad, like Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, and then Hugh Jackman was randomly there, and then the director from Stranger Things was randomly there, and then of course Sophie was there. Oh yeah, Sophie and the kids have been staying in Taylor Swift's apartment.
Yeah.
And then, but it's so weird, like ever since that, when all the people were at the Jets game, every other paparazzi photo of the randomest celebrity you could think of is titled so-and-so leaving Taylor Swift's apartment, so-and-so leaving Taylor Swift's, like, who is not at the, she got Sophie Turner and Joe Jonas' 2 kids, she has Sabrina Carpenter leaving, she has Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds leaving, she has Hugh Jackman leaving, she has, I'm like, Travis Kelce leaving, she has, like, the randomest people have been seen leaving this woman's apartment. Anyways, so
isn't there like a new one I just saw, and it was like, is it something about like Gigi Hadid and Bradley Cooper is at her house in Virginia?
Really?
At Taylor Swift's house.
Oh,
that's something somebody quoted and said, not her and her Airbnb move. But yeah, I keep seeing a lot of that type of stuff.
But yeah, so her and Travis Kelce are a thing, and of course I've been tuned into these Kansas City games just to see if she's gonna be there.
Oh no!
And especially if she is there, I gotta watch the whole thing. I don't know, it's just fun. Like there's just so much excitement around it. Like I gotta tune in. So yeah, I've been just watching those 2, and like how they went to SNL. They did SNL the other day, like their 2-second cameos.
Yeah.
And
that was random.
I know. But yeah, they like made it official, whatever. So that's that. What else happened?
I want to talk about the Taylor and Travis. Let's stick on that topic for a second. I know, like I'm invested. I like looking at like videos. No, not videos, but pictures of them and whatever. But one that's like where they know they're in public, like they know they're going to take pictures. But I just feel like we have seen so much information about this relationship that it's like to the point where it's starting to like kind of annoy me. But not like Taylor and Travis, but like people on social media and people who's reporting to the press. Like videos of them leaving their dates. Like, do you know what I'm talking about? It's like a recent one, and then they were like leaving, like, okay, thank you for having us. Like, they just went on a date somewhere.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Well, that's like the video that's going around right now. But and then I guess there's a video of them like he like hugs her and then like gives her a kiss or whatever and yada yada. And like her fans are like zooming in on the video to see it. But like I feel like these people are just like overstepping boundaries right now, especially like when you see like one of like those like media accounts, whatever, and then they're like, oh, a source says like they were getting very cozy during their day and they're opening up and being personal. Why do we need to know that? Like, I feel like that's just an overstepping like boundaries. Like, let us see the little paparazzi pictures of them on the outside, not them in their date, because like again, I'm invested. I'm nosy, but but I feel like there's just like an overstep. That's how I felt like even with like Sophie and Joe's divorce, or like the stuff about Ariana Grande, or like all this stuff. Like, it's just so much information. And it's like there's just people just have big mouths.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm pretty sure they know that, like, they know that they're public figures. They know that they're gonna be seen and stuff, so like I think they understand that, but I feel like they can at least deserve a little bit of privacy.
Yeah,
like
obviously
it's like whatever, like we don't that, but that's like when new couples or like rumored couples would come out and they'd be like, oh, they're leaving this person's apartment or house, like, and like that's typical if they're dating or whatever, like, or if they're having fun. Anyways, but enough about like people being like way too much up in their business. Do people not realize this is, let me tell you, no, hold on, before I make that comment, Taylor Swift dating Travis, she is living my dream life. Like a maybe not a pop star, like, well, she's a pop star, but like a big star, and then you get to go home to an NFL player. That is my dream. That I've always wanted that. I was like, imagine just coming home and you have an NFL player just as your boo.
Yeah, I think
it must be nice.
I think that's another reason why people are so invested. It's just because it's very
fanfic.
Yeah, it's very like story written out. High school, you know.
Exactly. Pop star just falls in love with the NFL star and vice versa.
That's why people think it's like everyone's like on Twitter and stuff. They're like photos will come out, and everyone's like, I'm sitting here giggling, shaking, like kicking my feet.
Yeah, like they just, it's just so crazy. That, sorry, because you just said it. I don't know how I blinked out on the comment already. What? Fanfic over here, sitting here, kicking my feet.
Oh.
So I don't know how I forgot the comment already. But yeah, that is such a very fanfic, like, couple right now. So, that's what they said. They said, this is the closest thing we got to American royalty.
Oh my god, speaking of. Because the last like 5 guys Taylor Swift have dated have all been British, and so now that
really,
it's like Harry Styles, Tom Hiddleston, Joe Alwyn, Maddie Healy.
Maddie Healy is British?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Or maybe 4 or 5. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing someone, but yeah, it's been a British like streak with her. So now that she's dating Travis Kelce, and everyone, all like the Swifties that I follow on the time, are like, it's the American Revolution. And then, like, same instance, but I guess, I don't know if it's true or not, but I saw a tweet that was like, because you know how the NFL just had like a game in London?
Mm-hmm.
Well, someone was like, I guess someone said that maybe in the NFL, maybe one day we'll have the Super Bowl in London or something. Mm-hmm. And someone quote tweeted it and said, this is borderline treasonous to say this.
Yes. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm still shocked because he's British.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly do not know anything about Maddie Healy, nor do I care to know anything about Maddie Healy.
Yeah, no, exactly.
But I have heard him speak, and he is British. He looks British too, though.
Hold on. That just reminded me, because I'm not the best of knowing where people... That was like how I thought Timothée Chalamet was like from France or someone, and he had like this French-American accent, and he's just American. Like, no accent, just straight American. Or like, there's someone else, and then I'm like, they're British? I don't know. I forgot who, but there's multiple people where I just get so stunned. And that was like Renee Rapp.
You thought she was British?
She gives me very British UK vibes. Like something about her like looks and then like her gestures and her facial expressions that she do. Like when I see like, I wouldn't play like, I wouldn't really hear her. Even though I watched that one TikTok of her, like it was funny. But I always get shocked that she's American. Like, there's no accent coming out of that mouth. And, yeah, sorry. That, it just blows my mind every time I find out someone is something else. Like, dang, who was it? It's someone who's big right now. And I was like, wait, what? I forgot. I don't know who.
An actor?
Yeah, most likely an actor. And I'm just like, there's no way. But anyways, but yeah, so... The Taylor and Travis thing is very fun to look at.
Yeah, and so I've been like watching the games that she has attended or whatever. Specifically, that one at the Jets game. Mm-hmm. The Jets game. Like even as someone who doesn't really care for NFL, but likes Taylor Swift and is into, like, in the Taylor Swift fandom, even I said they're really milking this out, because literally every single, like, you know, before the game, they have that little intro, whatever. It was like Taylor Swift playing, mentioning Taylor Swift, showing Taylor Swift. Every commercial, like, they're showing Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
And I'm like, as someone who likes her, even I said, I'm like, man, they're kind of overdoing this. So I know these NFL fans are, like, mad.
Yeah, because you wouldn't even see, like, the owners of the teams that much.
Yeah.
And they would be in the crowd.
Yeah.
You wouldn't see, like, obviously family members or the spouses of, like, the team and of any of the players. But it's like, I swear, when I watch games, it was mostly on the game. Like, you would see the crowd and whoever they want to, like, spotlight for a second. And then, yeah. But, yeah, you wouldn't see anyone, like, that much. And then didn't he make a comment about that, saying, like, they're overdoing it? And then NFL responded, saying, like...
Yeah, on his podcast, he said, like... I guess the question was, is the NFL overdoing it? Because that's what people have been talking about. And I think he said, yeah, or something like that. But that's pretty much it. But he goes, I don't know. He understands why people are investing.
Yeah. But and then
said,
I think NFL responded back with some, like, one paragraph. I don't care.
Oh, I don't know.
But it's like, I mean, just take that and be like, okay, yeah, we'll show her less, because... The NFL is about the game, about the sport. Stop focusing on like the person in the audience. But there's one more thing that, like, I've been seeing. Oh, if I had to see one more tweet of, like, because I think Swifties are in their I hate Joe, whatever his last name, phase right now.
Yeah.
And, like, obviously I don't know too much because I don't know much about Taylor Swift or her fans and stuff. But I swear, people used to like him. People used to like him. And then out of nowhere, like, now she's with Travis. They're like, oh my God, he made her do this. And look at, he was like, you know, yada-da-da-da. Like, even they would take, like, one picture of him, like, holding her, like, barely holding her hand and having her on the right side or the left side of him. Or, like, them eating at, like, there's a picture of them eating at a restaurant. And, like, he's in the booth, but she's on the chair. And they're like... and it's, like, they just keep going on and on and on. And I'm just like... And sometimes it's kind of annoying. Like, just look at the couple. Stop bringing up the ex. Nobody cares. Like, clearly she moved on. Move on, too. And I'm like... Because if Travis and Taylor... I don't know if I said this on the last one. But if Travis and Taylor don't end up working out down the line... I know they're going to be like... He always mentioned her. That was for clout. Like, I know that they say something like that. And it's like, you're praising him now and, you know, talking down on the other one. But it's like, when it comes to the next one, you going to do the same thing?
Yeah.
So, they're kind of annoying right now on Twitter.
But yeah, that's, super invested with Travis and Taylor. What else happened? I'm trying to think.
I think,
since we're on the topic, the Irish 2 movie came out, and I went to go watch it on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. And it came out Friday, but I had to go Thursday because I had to get that popcorn bucket and the cup, and I knew it was going to sell out.
Please.
So, I ran to the movie theater, got there, and I like ran in line to get my bucket. And I'm glad that I live in an area where it's not like a big, huge city, but more like the suburbs, to where, like, there's probably people who don't really care about Taylor Swift around here. So, I was able to get one, but, like, people who I've seen on Twitter, like, it's like sold out. They weren't able to get it. Yeah. I'm like, sucks for you guys. But yeah, so I went to go get it, and I watched the movie. And I know there's, like, videos of people who are, like, in the front of the screen, like, jumping and dancing and, like, screaming. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm glad my theater was not like that. I mean, people were dancing, but they were dancing in their seats. People were singing along, obviously. Yeah. But that's the extent it was. Like, people were having a good time, but in their seats, stayed in their seats. So yeah, but the girl next to me, she was giving me like anxiety because she was like real. It was a theater with the like the recliner type seats, but like it's still very close together like a regular movie theater seat. But like after like every time something, like say she knew like the Reputation era was about to come on in a few seconds, she would like be standing back all the way in her seat, and then she would get up and she'd like be at the edge of her seat and start like rocking back and forth. I'm like, you are giving me like the most anxiety right now. She's just like at the edge of the seat, like we're just waiting.
She was excited.
And like people were clapping, whatever, but once it got time, like Taylor ends with the song Karma, and then like the band just keeps playing as everyone's like doing their bows or whatever. And that's about like 2-3 minutes of like bowing. This girl was standing, the only one standing. I think she thought everyone was gonna stand up with her, but no one did.
Well, that's embarrassing.
But this girl was standing. I kind of felt bad, but and she's like clapping along, and I'm like, if I stood up and I was the only one, I'd be like, oh man, I'd sit back down. But she stood it out for those 3 minutes.
There's no backing out now. She was already up.
But yeah, I'm glad I got the bucket, and I'm glad I saw the movie. It's really good. It's like you're at the concert.
Yeah. No, I seen the videos of the concert. Like, oh my god, some people are just a little insufferable, because I saw like, maybe it was just the videos I ended up seeing, but it was like the one, and it's like, I know they're all in a group, and they're all just dancing, so like you can see people up close to the camera and like whatever. And then the other video, the one where they're like ring around the rosies right in front, and it's like, it does give very Midsummer cult like thing, so it's a little scary. But like, now I'm all about like, yeah, people having fun, like do what you gotta do, but like I'm like, it is a movie theater. It is a movie theater, and if that's gonna happen, they should designate two different ones. One for people who want to dance in their seat and like, you know, keep it, you know, to like their group and stuff, and then the ones who want to go all out, like if they're at a concert, they should, it should be a warning of like, you know, just because like, if imagine people who did not get tickets to the concert, and then so they're like, oh my god, I'm finally like, you know, gonna go and watch the movie, but they want to hear everything, like somebody like my sister, she likes to hear every single piece and sound of the movie, like she doesn't like interruption, and it's like, if she wants to go see that and all those people, she would be upset, because it's like, I'm trying to hear, but like, how can I hear if you're singing in my ear and you're like jumping up in front of me, like, be serious. So like, people like, go ahead and have fun, but then also it's like, it is a movie theaters, but as long as you cleaned up after yourself, I guess. Because I know like people kind of get crazy, and if you start throwing popcorn and stuff because you're having fun. So I mean, but yeah, so yeah, I saw those videos and I was just like, man, that's too much going on. But yeah, I feel like it's only in like those big like populated cities, and especially like Swifty places, then that's gonna happen. But if you're in like a suburban little out of the main city, so you probably have nothing to worry about. Anyways, relating to the Eras movie, whatever, I really like how Beyonce showed up.
Oh,
for her.
yeah, I forgot about that.
And so that puts all you boring, no hobby, no jobs people who keeps putting Beyonce and Taylor Swift like pitting them against each other. What now?
Yeah.
What now? Like, they've been friends. They've showed that they've been friends. Like, didn't they used to go to each other's parties and stuff? Like,
yeah.
Anyways, they have like such a long friendship. I think it started from that night of Kanye West interrupting Taylor, clearly. But it's like all of y'all need to get a job, get a hobby, get something. I don't know. Start a family. Because it's like, I'm so tired of just seeing too many tweets of them like, that other fandom, or like, yada 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 of who's gonna make the most, who's gonna break the most records. Nobody cares. They don't. They're having fun. They support each other, and it's like, man, people have just been so annoying. So I had to get that out there. So I was living when Beyonce showed up, and I said, "Shut everyone up."
Yeah, I was really surprised when I saw her. When I saw the photos.
Yeah.
What else happened? I mean, I think that's it.
Yeah.
From what happened, like, the past 3 weeks. But what happened today?
Oh my God.
Halle Bailey is pregnant with DDG. What's that? His name? His baby.
Yeah.
And people have been speculating for like a few weeks now, and people were just hoping it wasn't true. But I haven't been on Twitter enough to see everybody's breakdown, so I don't have any funny tweets yet. But I'm excited to see people's tweets.
I know, I like didn't really see too much. I saw like one where it was like someone called and they said, I feel like I've been shot in my chest. But like all this stuff. And again, I think we said it the last time, like if she is pregnant and she's happy, clearly she's happy. Mm-hmm. And like that's her man, that's her choices. Like okay, we can move on now. Yeah. But yeah, I was like, man, she did take Little Mermaid a little too seriously. I know she's like the only one that gets pregnant. Isn't Little Mermaid the only princess to get pregnant? She has like a baby in the next one, right? Well, she has a daughter, and one of I think Little Mermaid 2, she has a daughter. I think she took it a little too literal. Just because it's like, all right, you got pregnant. But yeah, the pictures that came out, and people was trying to still prove it. They said, no, these have to be photoshopped. So I did see like just like a little bit of tweets about it. But let me see what else. But yeah, when I saw those paparazzi pictures, but like honestly, like, did you really think she wasn't pregnant? Just because like it's just been too much like typical celebrity move of like hiding yourself. And just like, and it's always those it's always that random, the paparazzi always catch them. They always slip around the same time. Because I was saying about Kylie Jenner when she was pregnant and she was trying to act like she wasn't. And then I feel like she was like the same amount of pregnancy that Halle Bailey probably is. And it's like they always slip around the same time. Like all these celebrities, because then you find out that they're pregnant and stuff. But yeah, I can't wait to see more tweets just because people are definitely having mental breakdowns. Like,
I didn't realize she was that young.
Did she like 23?
Yeah. Good luck to her.
I know they were saying like, I did see one tweet. It was like, because it was like the same thing with like Naomi.
Oh, Osaka.
Yeah. And then they said somebody else. I don't really know. But like how they're like young and they're like thriving in their career. Like it's just nothing but like up for them. And then they have their like little like rapper boyfriends. Like I like obviously DDG is not big. Not even type of rapper. But I know Naomi's is Corday. But I don't know what level you would consider him at. Don't know. But yeah, and then they're like, it's just weird. Like the women are like in the, like these successful, like huge, like growing careers. And then they were like, and young too, and then just get pregnant.
Yeah.
And it's like curse. But yeah, so that's like crazy. Yeah. That's really crazy. I would have not expected that. Like, obviously when like the rumor started, but like just even thinking like, oh, she's pregnant, because like, I don't know, like it's just random.
What else has happened?
Lately I've been seeing like a lot of like the Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. I've been seeing stuff about them, like that they're like anyways, but like Twitter again, clearly that's the social media I'd be staying on the most. Like it's just the best. I guess. No, not really. But I've been seeing that stuff. And then I'm trying to think, cause it's just like been like things like the Tupac, his how they think they arrested his killer, the Keefy D or Keef D or whatever.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then everybody's like quoting ditties. So he's like, "You going to jail?" Because I was like, everybody thinks he killed him.
Oh.
But I'm trying to think. I feel like it's just been like random little like news here and there.
Yeah.
Oh, Grammy nom, like the Grammy considerations have opened, so I'm waiting to see who they choose for that.
Yeah, that usually comes first week of December.
I think so.
What
else?
I don't know. I've been watching a lot of reality TV.
Mm-hmm.
Love is Blind. Oh, I gotta finish. Love is Blind. Just finished their season yesterday, and okay, each season of Love is Blind, there's been 5 seasons, and the first 4, usually there's like 5 to 4 couples that get engaged and make it up into the wedding day, and do all 5 or 4 couples get actually married? No, but they all go through the journey of the whole experiment, the whole process, and make it to the wedding day, and that's when they decide.
Yeah.
And out of the 5 or 4 couples, you have your, like, you know, you, like, bet on, like, who's gonna get married, who's not gonna get married. And, like, you'll say, like, oh, yeah, that couple, they're really cute, they're made for each other, they're gonna get married. Or that couple, I don't really know, like, it's either they're yes or no, and then there's some couples are, like, they're definitely not gonna get married.
Yeah.
This season has been so boring. Only 2 couples got engaged, 3 couples got engaged, and 1 couple didn't even make it past the Mexico trip, which is just like 3 days after they get engaged, because first of all, this guy was so weird, so creepy, and I'm glad that girl like saw it real quick and got out of there. But yeah, only 2 couples made it, just did the whole experiment and got to the actual wedding. And so this season was just, like, so boring. Like, the experiment didn't really work for, like, the couples. And you could, like, the 2 couples that we got were just so irritating. Everyone there was just very irritating, except for one guy, Milton. He was the only guy. He was the youngest guy on there, but the most mature person on the TV show. But yeah. So, I don't know, those 2 couples were just, you had no hope for them, that either of them, like, you didn't see even a chance between these 2 couples. And, of course, one couple didn't get married, and the other couple, surprisingly, for some reason, got married, even though they're, like, do not match for each other at all. But I started watching the reunion is where it's at, because that's when you get all, like, the juiciest drama. And I still have to finish that. But I'm just, like, so disappointed in this season. I love Love is Blind. And it just sucked this season.
Yeah.
And I also think Nick and Vanessa Lachey are terrible hosts.
Aren't they? And then aren't they being replaced?
That's what people want to. They wanted to replace them.
I think they were saying that one couple from season 1. They need to host. Yeah. They are perfect to host. Yeah. But I know, because my sister, because we're, like, decorating for my niece's, like, birthday, so we're building everything right now. We're currently building a 7-foot rainbow.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Sorry, just had to throw that out there. But as we're, like, building that, she, like, has the ultimatum on TV, and then they host that one too. Oh my god. And I said, man, like, they just, I don't know, just I don't really know. I obviously don't know them, whatever. But every time I see just a clip of them, they just never look happy.
Vanessa?
Yeah. Oh. In my opinion, like, every clip that I've seen, like, the talk that I saw them having with, like, the other couples, they did not look happy. Like, it just, I don't know. Even though she was, like, being like, oh, this is this is a guy I trust. Like, she's talking about, like, what's his name, Nick?
Mm-hmm.
But, like, it still felt like there was something. That was, like, something's just off. But anyways, so yeah, but speaking of reality stars, I was, you know, obviously I watch Masked Singer. I live for that. We always guess of who's behind. But there's this one contestant that was on there, and it was like every like of his clue was like, I'm hated, like people don't like me, and yeah. He's like, I tried singing and acting, and you know, just nothing was like promised for him. And then he just keeps going back to saying like, oh, he's hated, like, and he's been in like the like news or like the media lately, and just anyways, that he just gets like dogged on. And he's like, but I want to show people like I'm more than that, like than the drama and whatever. Anyways, so Ken keeps saying like this person's name, and it's not clicking in my head of who this person, even though they put like the little picture up, still not clicking in my head. Anyways, that person goes home like the second week. Thank God, because I could not hear more. I'm hated. Like, okay, what did you do to be hated? Like, clearly something. Anyway, so they released, and Ken got it right of who the person was. It was Tom Sandoval. and like they was going and just like,
how did Ken get Tom Sandoval?
I don't know.
I don't even know who that is.
I don't know. He gets 2 people right in a row though. That was crazy. But this guy released, and I'm like, still not clicking in my head like who this man is. And then I'm just like, who is this? And then I put together, and I'm like, oh my God, that's the guy that you were talking about. Yeah. And so I was telling my mom, I said, no. He needs to go back in his clips and say why he was hated. Yeah. You cheated on your wife multiple times when it was her lowest point, and I only know because of you.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you are downright dirty dog. And it's just like, you can't go and act like, oh, you're hated for no reason. Like, it was just a random hate train that just got on. Like, there's an actual reason. And, you know, anyways, finally got the boot. He's off the show. I'm so glad I do not have to hear that hint no more of him being hated. And it's like, geez. And so, yeah, so I just had to bring that up just because.
Oh my God. Wait, how was the singing?
Honestly, it wasn't that bad. Because, like, the contestants, okay, I when it comes to that show, like, I know anybody could go on. It's just for fun and stuff. But it's so hard when they're a bad singer and they move on to the next level. But honestly, if you're not a great singer on Masked Singer, you're not really moving on. The audience isn't really going to vote for you. Or especially if you do a battle and you, like, when they was versing Tori Kelly, everybody was going home. I was like, and yet she didn't win. She came in second place. That didn't make no sense to me. She had the best voice. She'd also like Leanne Rhymes or whatever. But like Tori should have been first. But yeah, but for this season, like they've been having like really good voices lately. I think right now one person does not have a good voice that I don't really care for. But his voice wasn't that bad. Couldn't figure out who this man was to save my life. But yeah, but another thing was, speaking of, remember how I told you, like, when we listen to these singing shows and we play like these singing games, and it was like Billy Joel, Billy Idol, and I was like, oh, I'm a little nervous for them. So anyways, we went back, and then I don't know what happened. It wasn't the singing stuff, but I kept seeing stuff about Bruce Willis, and I was like, okay. And then we watched the first episode of Masked Singer, and then Rumor Willis came on because she was on it before, so she came back to just sing. I don't know. And then I'm like, and then we're like, oh, and I said, oh my God. I'm like, okay, all right. We've seen like stuff about Bruce Willis like so many times this week. I'm nervous for him because I know he has Alzheimer's and stuff like that. Did you see the news about him yesterday? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm like so shocked. So I'm fearing for this man currently, and I'm like, we just can't watch Masked Singer. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen. Anyways, so I still believe in that. Like, it's just odd of when names are just being said and then suddenly something happens. So Yeah. Pray for Bruce Willis. I hope he's okay.
When you were talking, I was thinking of something to say, but I forgot what I was gonna say.
Tom Sandoval, Masked Singer.
Oh, yes. Now I remember. Mm-hmm. Well, first start off with Tom Sandoval. I've been like seeing like little snippets of like, because people are around when they're filming the show,
mm-hmm.
and so they're recording and stuff. And someone threw a vase at Tom Sandoval.
Oh my god.
Oh my god! I can't wait to see that in the show. I can't wait for the new season to come out. I don't know when it's coming out, but I'm excited to see that. But back to reality show. So I finished Love Is Blind. Now I'm watching the Selling shows on Netflix. So there's like Selling Sunset, but I'm watching Selling OC right now, and this has good drama. But there's like a situation here that there's like different opinion. People have different opinions on. Mm-hmm. But okay, so one of the guys, one of the real estate agents, was married to Brittany Snow. But in the season right now, they're getting a divorce. So they're like in the midst. They filed for divorce already, but you know he's just getting divorced. So the legal stuff hasn't really gone through.
Who? What did you say? It was married to?
Brittany Snow. From Pitch Perfect and Hairspray.
Oh, John. Okay, yeah.
So he's in the middle.
Sorry, I thought you were saying like not Brittany Murphy. I thought it was the Brittany girl from the Brittany girl from Glee. I don't know why I was thinking of her.
Oh,
I don't think her name is Brittany.
No.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
But her character is Brittany.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
So he's just in. They're divorced. They're not together anymore, but they're legally not divorced yet. Mm-hmm. Okay. So he is like, so the guy is like, you know, flirting with one of the real estate agents, but he's like, yeah, they're flirting, you know, there's like something going on, but there's like chemistry between the two, but they're not like full on dating, they're just flirting, whatever. Mm-hmm. But one of the real estate agents has like a major problem with just them two like flirting with each other because the whole reason, like, she's, like, says that she has a problem with them flirting is because he is legally still married. Mm-hmm. Like, the divorce hasn't gone through yet. And there's, like, she's, like, saying, like, telling the girl that he's flirting with, she's telling her, like, you don't know, like, they might still get back together, whatever. And basically saying, like, she's like, she's team wife, he's still legally married, so you shouldn't be, like, flirting with him, whatever.
Yeah.
So, and there's, like, more to the situation, but, like, that's the whole reason that other real estate agent is mad at the both of them, because he's still married. But, that's the question, like, if you are divorced from someone, but you're not legally divorced yet because there's, like, a long period of, like, back and forth and waiting for the divorce to go through, are you allowed to, like, see other people?
Yeah, if you're I feel like, if you're divorced and you're separated, and, like, I would hope you're not in the same house, but, you know, you never know. But yeah, if it's both sides divorced, separated, definitely not together, I feel like, you could see other people.
Exactly.
I think as long as you're honest about it to the next person, be like, hey, I'm still legally married, but we are going through a divorce, like, you know, da-da-da-da. But I feel like it's fine because clearly the relationship is over.
Yes.
Like, so you can move on to someone else. Yeah. But what about timing? Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that could be a factor in it, whatever. But this girl is so just mad. Like, the way she's, like, mad, she's, like, getting into their business and, like, mad at them doing whatever. Like, she's inserting herself into their business and making it everybody else's business about what they're doing. And she keeps saying, like, I'm team wife, I'm team marriage. Like, you shouldn't be flirting with him. Everybody knows that he's... everyone knows that he's divorced. Everyone knows that he's still in the process of getting divorced. He's not legally divorced yet. But he is separated from his soon to be ex-wife. But she thinks that this girl is like so, she's like a home wrecker. Like she can't believe the way she's carrying herself, like flirting with this guy or whatever. And like, yeah, she's like they're really good friends, and she's like ending the friendship because she just can't believe that she's doing that. And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy is divorced, like separated from his wife. And he's saying like, I don't know why you're so obsessed with like my personal life. I'm divorced. I'm separate. Like we're separated. I'm a single guy. Yeah. And she's like saying, you're not. I forgot what she said. But yeah, that's the whole drama in Selling OC right now about how those two are flirting, and this one girl has such a problem with it. Yeah. I don't know. There's so much drama, but it's just so irritating having to watch every episode and her having a problem with it.
So she always has an opinion or something on their relationship.
Yeah, and
like, why are you so invested?
Yeah, I know. In the first season, he was still married, and one of the real estate agents like was flirting with him, and he was like, you know, backing her off. Like he's like one of the like nice guys in the show. But she kept flirting with him, and he's like, no, like, you know, whatever, like playing it off. But I think she like whispered in her ear saying like she wants to kiss him or whatever. And like when he was okay, that's a problem. When he's married, that's a problem. And like people in the office were like, I mean, like telling the girl like you should apologize for like doing that. Yeah. And oops, I don't know why I keep doing this. And then the girl was like, didn't want to apologize. So now that he's divorced and now he's like flirting with another girl in the office, that one girl who tried to kiss him when he was married, saying that's the same thing. I'm like, that's not the same thing.
It's not.
Oh my God. It's just, they're very wrongly opinionated on the show. But yeah, the drama is really good, and I only have one more episode left. I don't know what I'm gonna do after.
Please, gotta start finding some new shows to watch.
I know Selling Sunset is supposed to be coming out early November, so I at least have that to look forward to.
Yeah. Another thing that happened like last week or whatever, the writers' strike ended.
Oh yeah, thank God.
Yeah, like so surprisingly, like. Obviously, it was going to end at some point, but I was like, I thought this was going to go until, like, next year. Really? I mean, yeah, because it's like, look how long, like, it already went. And I'm like, and it didn't seem like not the strikers, but the other people. I can't think of the word right now. But it's like they were not budging to, like, whatever. To like try to meet any of the writers' demands, and it's like, thank goodness. So that ended, and they like came to official terms, so they're off strike. And who is it? But like a big thing is that of not having AI like writing. I feel like AI just needs to stay away from a lot of things. Yeah. And so like that's what they were like really fighting for. And I think it's like if you use any form of AI to help you write a script or write a story or whatever, you have to you have to make it known that you use that, and just like all that stuff. Can't remember what their other demands were, but I know they were obviously good. And yeah, I hope. Like I said, I can't fully remember, but I hope like the pay, because like, you know, in school we'll like learn about how writers are paid and like how that works when you sell off your script. Oh, it's a lot. I hope they kind of fix that up a little bit, just because, I mean, I personally just don't like the process of that. But obviously the actors are still on strike. And I thought I read somewhere that like the companies, what are they called? Production companies were like supposed to meet with the actors, I think every Thursday, to like negotiate until they like reach an agreement and stuff like that. But then it was like, it was rumored that the production companies are like backing out. Yeah. And then they're like like basically they just don't want to negotiate anymore. And I'm like, are you wealth hoarder? And it's just like I just don't get it. And I see like right now that they were striking in front of like Disney's for their 100th anniversary. So the actors are still on strike. So even though the writers came back and they're going to continue working and, you know, do what they do, doesn't mean that we're going to get anything. Like scripted TV shows and movies and stuff just because the actors are still on strike. I mean, outside of like the independent, like A24 and stuff like that. But you know, you can only release so much in 1 year. And I think because of like previous laws, since production companies used to like release so many films per year. And I think like now they can't do that anymore due to like the abuse of like creation and power from like a long time ago. And it's just like that sucks. So right now like A24 is still carrying the film industry. But I'm trying to think. Yeah, so good for the writers. So I'm glad. So hopefully like with the actors, because again, I need my film and TV shows back. And I want a job.
Yeah, once the writer's strike ended, I think maybe like a few days later, I would see like updates on like what each like studio was doing. Well, I don't know, mainly like Netflix and stuff and HBO Max. They're like putting out updates on like what they're prioritizing. And I'm just like, thank God, because like Netflix is like they're prioritizing writing the Stranger Things script and writing I think something else, and HBO Max is prioritizing The Last of Us season 2. I'm like, yes, and something or The White Lotus, and just like all the shows I watch. So I'm just like so excited that they're finally back, because they're all like off season. They just need to be written. Yeah. So I'm happy that's back in place.
Aren't they like, I think they're prioritizing Euphoria too, huh?
Oh yeah, that too. That's gonna be terrible.
And I know I was kind of like talking to my mom the other day, and I was like, man, you remember like we used to have TV shows, and it would feel like 2 seasons, but it was really just 1 season. They would have like a winter and a summer or spring and a fall show run, and then it was like always between like 11 to 15 episodes per separate season. Like TV shows need to go back to having that many episodes. I need 22 to 30 episodes. I'm sorry, like there's just so much story that you can do, and then like again just do the 2 seasons per year type thing. But like it used to happen, and the thing is the way it would be year, like back to back year. Now it's like, dang, you get a 10 episode season every 4 years.
I know.
It's ridiculous. I don't know how we got to this point where that happened.
Yeah. And
it just like, sorry, it just makes me sick, because I need continuous work. But so hopefully the actors and stuff, they reach an agreement, just because even if the writing gets done, like what can you do? Can't really do anything. So then that's just going to be even longer. And yeah, just crazy. I know I wanted to say something else to piggyback off of the strike, but honestly can't remember. So yeah.
Is that it? Okay.
All right, we're ending just because we kind of forgot what topics. Just because it's been such a long time and we already talked about the important ones.
Yeah, I feel like there was so much that happened. I'm losing track of everything. But yes, we're gonna end it here. Thank you so much for listening and watching. If you're watching on YouTube, to this episode, you could listen to the podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, previously on the internet. You could watch the podcast on Thursdays. The YouTube name is previously on the internet pod. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok and Twitter. No, Instagram and TikTok, previously on the internet, and Twitter, POTI podcast.
I think so.
We've kind of been slacking on posting.
Yeah.
But I'll see if I have the energy to post. But yeah, is that it?
I think so.
Okay.
Alright.
We'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.